Minecraft is a game about building. It's about being creative, where the only limitation is how far you're able to take your own brain. You could truly do anything you want in Minecraft, from rebuilding entire cities with meticulous accuracy, or you could create your own world, or minigame, or just have a good time with your friends. Real life is not like this. In real life, you have homeowner associations. So personally, I don't actually deal with a homeowner association unless you call that my dog. As far as I can tell, homeowner associations aren't as prominent in Australia as they are in a place like America, so I think I'm going to just list out a little definition, just so we're all on the same page and understanding of what a HOA actually is. Homeowner associations are an entity that exists in certain neighborhoods that create rules, that's protection and value to a house. Because it's a nice neighborhood, if you got a HOA, you know they've got that protection, you know it's going to be a good community because they're stuck on rules, so it kind of exists to just protect and drive up the housing price. Knowing all of this, I want to make the world's first village owner association that works in Minecraft, with me using my own house as a test of the rules in a HOA. But what house? Well, the first thing is that I have to locate a village, a community that already exists in the game, so it'll be easy to not only slot myself into it, but slot the HOA rules in so I can apply them to a pre-existing community. This one looks pretty nice. The second thing is just to find a house that I'll use as my own. This one's good, but pretty basic, so let me just... I think I've made this house my own at this point. I added a furnace, a crafting table, stone cutter, as well as some banners out the front and a mine. I've also got these two signs saying that it is my house because I'm proud of it. Now to decide which area's HOA guide that I was going to use. I decided to use one that would be near Redmond, Washington, which is where Microsoft's current headquarters are. I was going to use something from Sweden, but like I said earlier, HOA is just a lot more prevalent in America, so let's go near Microsoft. This brought me to Ridgefield, Washington's Covenants, Conditions, and Restrictions document. This will provide me a proper guideline on this wonderful new house that we've moved into. So officially consider me a citizen of Ridgefield, Washington, home of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Whatever that is. So now it's time to read through 65 pages of legal documentation to see what the damage is to my Minecraft house. That took not that much time at all. I'm actually being incredibly dramatic. This isn't, there's nothing on this. I've learned a couple tricks from Brian David Gilbert, you'll see. First things up, a ruling on activities that create danger or create a lot of loud noise within the property. This basically means we can't actually use any noise machines, which I'm more than happy for. I did also consider jukeboxes in this as I think they create a bunch of noise, but honestly I said that's an equivalent as playing a CD player. As long as you're not spamming a note block, I think we're fine here. So far, I don't think there's any damage. The next thing up is that I have to show my plans to a homeowner association leader for when I want to repaint or renovate or whatever. Now, the thing is, I actually don't know who the leader is. I tried talking to the Iron Golem. He didn't say anything to me. I'm assuming this guy is not the leader. All these other villagers, they're not talking to me either. They seem kind of jobless. I don't know who to talk to, but that's fine. I'm just going to interpret this as I'm not going to deviate from anything that is in my original plan unless stated to in the codes and conventions. Finally, we're up to some changes that actually require me to actually do something instead of just talking to you. We have to distinguish our house from other houses in the village by doing at least 3 of these things I'm about to list. A different roof or rock design, using different brick or rock accent, a different garage area, a bay window facing the street, vertical breaks, different paint colors, or a different amount of stories. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of work to do. These stairs on the roof can easily be replaced with this little slab design I've made up. I think this looks fine, like it's not the greatest thing I've made in my entire life, but it's a fine change that definitely would make it distinct from all the other houses, so whatever. Despite choosing to work on this video, I'm actually quite a terrible builder in Minecraft, as you'll come to learn throughout this video, but honestly, I think this looks fine. I decided to replace all the cobblestone with this deep slate brick. I actually really like the contrast between the two colors, so I'm quite happy with that. Differing garage area. Yeah, sure, whatever. None of these houses have garage areas, so I guess I'll just build one and that makes up a difference. The first thing I had to do was actually even out the land and create space for the garage, as there was no way it was going to fit with this hill. And then I extended the deep slate brick design using stone brick as the floor, and honestly, I mean, it's just a room, but it's definitely a garage for sure. This one can fit a minecart or, to my preference, a boat. Having a bay window, those are the kind of like bigger windows you see in like suburban houses. This one's actually quite tricky. Because we're extending the house out again, I've got to move the mine to the other side of the property. We don't have room for it here, and it's fine here, honestly, like, it's fine. This is basically the same story as the garage, extending the design out, and I also moved the bed and added the window. And honestly, I'm starting to think the house looks pretty nice. It's almost unrecognizable to what we started with though. Different paint colors. I feel like I've covered that already with the deep slate being black compared to the cobblestone gray. So let's move on to a different amount of stories. And why don't I introduce you to the basement? I'm trying here. I'm really trying. Each single family residence shall contain a porch area for the primary entrance. Sure, I just built a nice little front area that's like a porch. I actually kind of like this. I really like building porches on houses in Minecraft. I think this looks pretty sweet. Great, here comes another list of things we have to include. Each resident must have at least 3 of these, so let's get started. A garage with a door, we've already got that. Bay window, tick, done that. Across the gable roof, I've actually just been doing subconsciously as we've been going on, so hell yeah, feeling good, feeling nice. Let's keep going. Roof dormer, which is basically a little window in the roof. Yeah, man, whatever, I don't care. Just include that in somewhere. Including a cupola. You might want to call me uneducated, but I actually can't tell the difference between a cupola and this little roof window I made, so I'm ticking both of them off. This is my video. I don't care what you say. Pillars and posts. Let's get some inside, get some outside. That's an easy change. Eaves, I actually already put in those things that hang off of the house. That's just part of the design I was doing earlier. Can't really do the balcony because we don't have an upper story. Decorative patterns on the exterior finish. I'll just place some shelves around the house. I think shelves is really nice as building material in Minecraft. So cool. Use of contrasting materials such as brick or stone on a minimum of 25% of the facade. That's a landlord for put some brick shit everywhere. There we go. Already done that. I can't really do this one about cornices though. They're not really in Minecraft, so whatever. And trimming I'll get to later, like the bush trimming, so don't worry about that. I will say though that roof line is definitely varied. Next up, the home builder for each lot and development shall provide full yard landscaping. I don't really have a yard. Well, you know what they say about safety on a plane. Take care of yourself first. Let's get a yard set up. This point also later mentions that street trees need to be planted, so I guess I'm planting trees around the village. They'll have to be properly trimmed as noted earlier, so I've placed them outside my window as well, just so it actually seems like I'm doing more. Put some leaves around there. I think it looks pretty nice. This one's probably the most pedantic and overruling so far. I have to use fencing. Now, on its own, that's not bad, but it's gonna get pretty specific. It must be Hawthorne or Pioneer Canyon color. What the fuck kind of colors are those? According to Sherwin-Williams, which is actually listed in the HOA guidelines, it's more of a sprucey color, which, hell yeah, that's an absolute win. We will take that. Spruce wood is already in Minecraft, so that's an easy thing to do. So not only do I have to put fencing outside my house, but also every other house in the village. So this is actually going to take a while. Please enjoy this time lapse of me doing it. Oh my god, this took a minute. Thankfully, we have forests full of this stuff. Now this is starting to look like a neighborhood. Speaking of me being in a neighborhood, not only am I responsible for all the damage that the house will take during storms or whatever, but I'm also responsible for my own security, which, trust me, that won't be an issue when I got enchanted diamond armor. And I also have to pay for housing insurance and a HOA membership. God, I don't want to do that. They don't exist in Minecraft, so fuck it. I'm just burning 30% of my resources. I can't do any farming or emerald mining my property, as that would create revenue for me to do with trading with villagers. Obviously, on a smaller scale, that's not really as much as a business as I assume the HOA guidelines are actually telling me. They mean I can't run my company out of my house. But I can't really make a company in Minecraft. Either way, no temporary structures on the property, so get rid of that mine. Only cats, dogs, and fish can be on the property, so that means no birds, shockingly enough. But also no pandas, no foxes, no goats, and no slave villages. No nuisances. Frankly, I might as well delete the whole fucking world because I consider myself a pretty big nuisance, but we'll pretend I'm not for the experiment of this video. No signs are allowed on the property, political or not. Now how are people gonna know that it's my house? I also had to get rid of the banners. When building, I actually took a step back and thought about how far I'd come with this house. But before I had it was nice and quaint and had color, not really much of a personality. It was a default villager house, but it was a good starter house. But this is actually kind of an upgrade. No open air burning as well. Well, that's a shame. I guess we can't use furnaces or campfires indoors, which is actually a massive issue because furnaces are quite essential to playing Minecraft. So what I've decided to do is make a furnace area outside. It's pretty cute. I actually like it, though I still don't feel right about using furnaces because it would technically be generating revenue for me. So if I want to do that, I guess I'll have to make an office building, but I'm not thinking too far ahead about that. Let's put a smoker in outside instead. And with that all out of the way, may I present to you the world's first homeowner association approved Minecraft house. It's got a basement, it's got a garage, it's got a bay window, it's got fun in it. Remember, we started with this villager house here. Now we worked all the way up to this. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I don't know how long this ended up being, probably not that long. But if you do like this kind of style of video, please subscribe to me. I'm trying to do more stuff like this in the future.